I went to go visit Pop. He was taping Above the Rim at the Rucker Playground up in Harlem. Told me come over there, and he said I'll get breaks. Let's go in the trailer. I want to talk with you because I want to do something. Why don't you play me some tracks? I came over and I played on one track. That was the track that became Temptations. But I also asked him, I said, yo, is there any other samples that you want flip? Is there anything that you ever wanted to use? He was like, yeah, man, yo, give me some Bootsy, man. He said, I said, which one? He said, matter of fact, he said, Munchies for Your Love. And I went home. I'm listening. I know I had that Outta Name Is Bootsy album. I was just listening to it. And you played the real speed.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to it. I'm like, yo, speed it up. Threw it on 45. Had it traveling faster. I start adding the drums to it, adding the bass line. And when we was in the studio, I remember when we recorded it, I played the bass line through the record like live. I wanted it like a live bass player feel. Like my engineer, he would record me for as long as until I messed up. And then when I would mess up, I'd bring me back, punch me in. And I was on the SP1200, the multi-pitch buttons, playing the bass line. And like whenever I would mess up, I would punch in. So the bass line that you hear on that original version, it was played live all the way through, except for the couple of times that I punched in. Those are facts about that song.
Oh wow.
And the thing about the speeding the sample up on 45, that's something that's owed back to, again, the pioneer DJs. Flash, Theodore, Jazzy J. They did that. On Ozzy K's Truck Turner soundtrack. There's a record on there called Breakthrough. Starts off with the drums. Flashing them said, and we used to, so they gave us the idea to speed records up. Today they call that chipmunking. They speed the sample up. Flash, Theodore, Jazzy J, and them, they was doing that. 78, man, 79. Y'all late with the chipmunk.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
Not really true, but yeah. Okay, so how did so you said Tupac said he wanted you to flip the Bootsy sample, right? So then how did Big come into the picture to be on the song?
Good. This gives me the opportunity to talk about before the so-called East Coast, West Coast beef and the problems that they had. This song and that question you just asked me proves when they was friends and they was cool. Because I remember I had to go to the studio and Big had called me, left a message on my phone. And then when I got to the studio, he came through. Actually, I think I did pick him up and take him. It's vague to me back then. But when I finally spoke to Big, I was like, oh, word, he putting you on the song? He said, yeah, I'm coming through. I'm going to get on the joint. So it's just amazing to me that they was friends and they was cool. And then it jumped from them just being cool to waking up the next day and you hear that they got beef and they went apart from each other. But yeah, they actually appeared in the studio and recorded the song together. And everybody had their own entourages. Pac had a bunch of all of his people in the studio, the Outlaws and his brother, and me and my people from Brooklyn. Biggie had Junior Mafia and his boys. Studio was so packed, but it was a lot of harmony there.
How long ago? Sorry, let me start that again. So the Quad Studios incident happened in November '94. How long before did this song happen? Before then?
I can't even say. I don't even remember approximately, but I know that 1 block away from Quad, we did that at Unique Studio. Unique was my favorite studio. Back then, Quad was okay. It was cool. But Unique was my choice. I used to like Unique. Then I had a special relationship with them there. I liked the equipment, certain engineers that I liked, I was comfortable working with. Unique was my spot.
Okay. And then you know that famous photo that they have with each other where they're wearing like a bandana. I think like Tupac's got like a leather waistcoat. Do you know? Sorry, go ahead.
Do I know where that was at?
Not necessarily that, but the timeline of that and this song. Do you know how far apart that was?
I don't. I can't say.
It's a long time. Yeah.
It's been a long time since then, but I say if I'm gonna approximate a time period, what, weeks to a month or something? I don't know. It wasn't that long.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wasn't that long after.
That's interesting. So then the remix that they did, well, obviously they didn't do it because they were no longer with us at that point in time. The remix that Eminem did. What do you, generally speaking, what do you think about the remix?
It's cool, but Dramacidal and Stretch is gone. So it was obvious to me that he was trying to make a Biggie and Tupac song. I just noticed that much of it.
I found it cute. I don't know if you'd be able to have any insight on this, but how comes who gave him that responsibility to do that? Like, cause that's like a big thing to do. Like,
I have no idea. Man. I can't say who elected him to do that. But if you want to compare the difference in feels from the original to his version, I'd say his version is more cinematic and movie sounding. Mine is soulful.
Yeah, because with his version,
mine is soulful and funky. Bootsy was funky, so it's gonna be funky. So I think when you compare the feels between the two different versions, that's what I get. From soulful and funky to cinematic.
I really didn't like the vocal in Eminem's one. Do you know the sample? I really hated that. I didn't like.
Well, that music to me is perfect for like a movie score. It's good music that would fit like into a film. Like I said, it's real orchestral and real cinematic, so it's perfect for a movie. That's just what it sounded to me.
No, for sure. All right, we're gonna move on to the next song, guys. Next song. So we are now on song number 8. All right, song number 8.